Hello YouTube and welcome back to Allie's Wonderland Creations. I am Alice Seraphin and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. I'm still working on my paper pumpkin alternatives for 2022. Sweet Sunflower. This is video number 9. This is an alternative. This is the original projects. I'll give you a look at that. But I don't know if I'm going to do. I haven't been inspired by them, but you're going to see this. You will recognize that I have this. I used this piece here in my scrapbook video. Got a little water on it there, but that's okay because this is still going to be used. I have this piece of an envelope flap. This piece of pale plum, which we are also going to use. That reminds me I need some basic white to go in here also. Not that. We're going to be using this dragonfly that I stamped and we're going to punch it out. I did color this with Purple Posy as it's very close to the pale plum. I outlined it in the light balmy blue. And I added some light soft succulent on the actual dragonfly. Let's go ahead and punch that out with the dragonfly punch. Need a handle, don't I? As I just got let's see if I can get this in here nicely. There's our dragonfly. Let's get that little bit of post-it note off of my dragonfly. We don't want that on our card. Okay, so the punch is done with. We are using the saying a little hello. First of all, I want to show you what we are doing here. We have to square this envelope flap up. So we have to make it nice and square because it's curved on one end. It's just not going to work that way. And we just are going to stick it in the guillotine. There we go. We are going to, it's going to roughly be at 2 7/8. And we can go to not 5 1/4, but we can go to 5. And all those little scraps I can put in the recycle bin. Next, we're going to give ourselves a piece of this pale plum. Fresh freesia works beautifully with it. I wouldn't go with the Blackberry Bliss because it is darker. So if this is 1 7/8, we need a 1/4 inch all the way around. So 1 7/8, 1/4 inch is 2 1/8. And that should give us a nice cohesive border. And this now will be at 5 1/4. And those pieces I may use. I need a piece of basic white. So we want it, well, let's do it this way. I know that this is at 5 1/4, so let's cut ourselves a piece of this at 5 1/4. There we have it. Now we're going to turn it this way, and you can see what I'm doing. We want it to be at 4. So this is one way of getting your measurement. So we're going to have this butt right up next to it. So it's going to be 1 7/8. This is going to be for us to write on. And I hope I got that right. Because this piece is going to go like so. But it's going to be reversed. Okay, that's all the cutting I have for that. Let's go ahead and get this in place. This is going in the center. We need those little bumblebees, though. I wasn't going to use them, but looking at this, we really do need that. And we'll go ahead and stamp for a one-of-a-kind friend. Why not? It's in the stamp set. Let me grab my little bumbles out of here that are just too darn sweet for their own good. All right. A little bit more than what I was expecting to do. So we're going to move that aside. bring in my Stamp and Pierce mat with my scratch paper. And you guys, this is one. I have 2 pieces. I'm scratch paper I'm working on. This one happens to be the shipping label. So we're just going to add those like so. And what color shall we use? I don't want black. Let's go with soft succulent. Do I have that one on the table? No. Because that's the color. Hold on. I have Evening Evergreen, which is the... Oh, I guess we'll go with that. That's the color of our card base. This is just for our sentiment. Excuse me. Here we go. Right in the center for a one-of-a-kind friend. Don't need that no more. But we do need the memento for our little bumbles. And this one, I like, sometimes I mess where I put him, but I want him right there. And this wee little bumble is going to be right there. A little bit on the friend, but that's okay. My friend will not mind. So we're going to come in and add a little bit of movement by adding some light balmy blue or light Night of Navy. I have been using both colors. We're going to use our crushed curry stamp and write marker, as we don't have a blend, to do their little bodies. And we are going to add that little bit of Wink of Stella to make them sparkle and shine just in their bodies. Very cute. Okay, so this card is really all about this window here. So let's get these where we want them. We're going to open this up. This element is going to go right here, and this element is going to go like so. So first thing we're going to do is glue our envelope flap that we trimmed down. You can see that sheen on there for the adhesive, which is not going to be used. Yikes. All right, so we're going to get that on there. Glue this in place, and then we will get our basic white in place. And they'll line up nicely together. All right, there's our other little element from our kit. That little bit of vellum in the shape of a bee. Beeswax comb, if you will. So there is the inside of our card, and I told you it's all about this window of looking inside. Ta-da! It's simply beautiful. Now, the rest of these pieces, these are pieces, and I do mean pieces. It started with this wee little piece, which is 1 7/8, and I wanted to use it. So I backed it on 2 1/8 piece of, or we're going to back it on soft succulent. So let's do so. And these are all parts of an envelope. And I'll show you my little scrap pack that I was fiddling around with. This, and it has little bits of everything I have not thrown away. The envelope, so that's literally where this card is coming from. Scraps that I would have thrown away. So the next little piece of scrap I did trim down. I trimmed it to the 1 7/8 by 1 1/4, and then I have 1 1/2 by 2 1/8 piece of soft succulent. This was just a little scrap piece, so we're gonna get that on its counterpart. Next, we have this little bit of the envelope flap, and this one is 1 inch by 1 7/8, and you can see that little fold on there, and that's counterpart is 1 1/4 by 2 1/8. And now we're going to line these up on our card. So this is how I started doing it earlier. They are not a perfect match, but they are close. And I like it like this. They're going to have just a tiny bit of green on here. So let's start with this one. There we have it. Then we're going to go with the top, and then the centerpiece we will center between the two of them. So I've got to look at it and make sure it's getting down there to where I want it. And then this piece is going to come in just like so. And now we have a focal point using little scrap pieces. And we're not done using scraps. This wee little piece of soft succulent we're going to use. And this wee little piece that I actually cut off of, did it go here? Yes, it was right here. We are going to stamp on this piece. We are going to stamp Hello in Evening Evergreen. And Hello is from our little kit, and I put it on the wrong side of that block. So I don't want to have to cut this down. It is nice and straight. So I'm going to turn it sideways. One shot at it here. Great. I'm so happy. Okay, we will trim this down. And we are going to, if I can get it on here. You know what? We could use a little bit of purple on there. So I have this little strip. I thought we could go like so and like so, backing that up on there. And we're going to do that. So let's see. What is this? This is... We're going to make this 1 1/2. Let me get the guillotine, because you know I can't cut a straight line for nothing. So we are going to go to 1 1/2 on this little scrap piece. And then if that's 1 1/2, this piece needs to be, we're going to go 1 1/8, because I want it just a little bit. You can see how I'm getting that in there. Oh, that might have been too short. And then the Hello. Oh, I like that. Okay, so let me see if... please don't let me ruin this. This would be so sad, as I don't have another little straight little strip like this. I am cutting this extremely close to the O. I'm going to turn it around and cut it really close to the H. And then hopefully that is going to go right where, oh my gosh, it's going to work. Okay. We could actually trim this down a little bit. And we're going to, because I want to. This is at, I don't even know what the measurement is, but I can tell you what it will be in a second. Nope, a little bit more. We're going to go to 1/2 inch. I'm thinking, hold on, let me see. Yes, 1/2 inch. If I ruin it, I'll have to cut me another strip bigger. Okay. I love using up my scrap pieces. So let's get these layered together. First, our little fresh freesia. I might cut that down more. I think we will. I think we're going to trim that down, because it looks kind of funny. Oh, it may not when I put the flower there, because I have this little purple flower that I use the small blooms. Got a piece of something there that we're going to go. Nope, we're going to try it with scissors. Oh, Watch me run this right now. There. It's okay. That worked. So here we go. I thought we might add that element in here. Let's see. This is the other part I haven't figured out what we're doing. So let's figure this out now. We're going to put our dragonfly, and we got to make his wings look right. So we're going to first thumb and bone folder together, go down. Then we're going to come to his ends and furl his wings up. So you can go all the way out if you want, and then take the tips. Then we're going to add some glue and some dimensionals, and he'll look like he has movement on the card. So I really like the idea of him up there. This little thing had little bees in it, and I thought we would use these little gold bees as an embellishment. Let's see what else we can do. I really like this, but I just wanted it somewhere else. I might just need to, maybe I'm not using that. It's not working for me. So, hello. I may not use the bees. I may not use the flower. I might just bring in some gemstones. I think we're going to do that, because that otherwise it's getting a little too, sometimes, you know, what you're intending and what really happens does not always work out. Right now I am looking for my garden gems, and if you've seen me do my dragonflies, you know that these make the perfect body piece for these dragonflies. I wish they were still in the catalog, but I am almost out of them. So we are going to put that marquee cut gemstone on our dragonfly. We are going to bring in some minis. Because I want to use them. I want them about, I'm going to put a bead of glue here. So I'm going to put these right on the side. Okay. Oh, that's a little off, but that's okay. It will work out just fine. Just going to have to hold them down in place a little longer. So I'm going to stick some glue right here. I'm going to actually go all down his body. And we are going to place him in flight right there. So that's what I mean by pushing his body down. Then you can see the movement look of the wings. Really cool. This we could pop up, but I don't want to. So here we have our little hello. And I'm wondering, we're going to finish off using these garden gems. We have two little ones that we can put, one here. And I think we're going to do the other right about there. And our card is going to open, and it's just darling. I love it. And I am happy with this. Now I am going to stamp my envelope, I think, with the dragonfly. If I can find the envelope, please. So and I'll show you how I did my dragonfly real quick. Sorry about the camera. So Dragonfly Garden is this stamp. So I'm going to stamp my dragonfly in motion here. And you can see I did not get a good inking up there. I did not hold it down long enough. So I'm going to take my little black pen, a black Sharpie will work. And everywhere where I did not get that nice darkness that should have been there, and I'm not going to go over it. there we have it. So I'm going to come in with Soft Succulent. I like to use that brush tip just where the whites are on it. I am coloring him in. And I'm not going to do the outline with blue on this. That's only for when I cut it out. But I started with the dark purple Posy. Yes, I know this is retired. But if I had used Fresh Freesia in the card, I would use my Fresh Freesia. So I chose a line. And I just followed the movement, the pattern throughout the card. Throughout the dragonfly, I mean. Like this one is there. This one I just kind of skipped. You don't have to watch me do the other side. I will finish that off camera. And then I came in with the light and just lightly brushed over it all. And like I said, you can use Fresh Freesia. I would have used the Fresh Freesia had I had Fresh Freesia cardstock. I am putting in an order today or tomorrow. So that is how I did my dragonfly. It does dry lighter, and you can see I've got that little bit of color with the light and the dark. So that is our card and our envelope, and I hope you give it a try with your scraps, coming up with something different. If you don't have a demonstrator, I would love to be your demonstrator. I don't have to be, and I do apologize. The dogs are all going to bark. So we're going to end this video. Come visit me again in my Wonderland. Bye-bye now.